All right, welcome in to Catching Up with Tommy Mac podcast here on 1010XL's podcast platform, 1010XL.com, the 1010XL app, and the 1010XL YouTube channel as well, Jaguars and regular. And we are live on Facebook, and we will share it all over social media. Brought to you by my good friends at Team Tommy Mac, a group of businesses that I endorse. They're always there for you when you need them. You may not need them right now. Like Carpet Man Flooring, you may not need some brand new flooring, LVP or carpet or tile or hardwood. But when you do, you know that you'll get the best, highest quality at the lowest prices. Only at Carpet Man Flooring, only carpetman.biz with two great locations. I'll talk about the rest of the team a little bit later on. You can always check them out at TommyMac.net. All right, first preseason games are amongst us. We'll talk about some NFL news and notes a little bit later. But our Jaguars taking on the Steelers. Liam Cohen has said everybody will play. Now, how long will they play remains to be seen. Look, as long as they're efficient, as long as they're proficient, meaning they're getting shit done, and they're not, causing penalties, hurting themselves, false starts, illegal motions, illegal formations. We saw that a ton last year. My gosh, it was so aggravating. But hopefully we don't see any of that. All I want to see is our offense to be successful, to go down and score. I want a touchdown. I'll take a field goal, but that's not enough. You go down for 2 field goals and get out. You've had your 2 tries. If you go 3 and out, I'm coming back for a third. It really depends. But I hope it's more like the Bengals offense last night. Did you see Joe Burrow and company? Boom, boom, boom. 2 drives, touchdowns. Obviously, their defense couldn't hold anybody, couldn't get that done, but pretty badass outing by Joe Burrow. Would I like to see that out of Trevor? Hell yeah, I would. 9 of 10, 123, 2 touchdowns, 2 scoring drives for Joe Burrow, and we'll see. Now, again, if we don't get that, it's fine. After 1, I'm taking him out. I'm good. I want to see Trevor. I want to see him protected, okay? I want to see him throw with people around him. I want to make sure that he's got no lingering effects from last year. I don't want him to take a big shot. He took too many last year. I don't want him to get, in any kind of, I'm not comfortable. I don't trust this O-line. But I want to see Trev. Everyone's got to stay healthy. We know there's injuries. They suck. I hate them, especially in the preseason. Got to keep him healthy, but let's see some efficiency, man. Let's see some good play calling, get that running game going, and then let's have our quarterback deliver like he's been delivering throughout camp. For the most part, it's not been perfect and hasn't always had great days, but overall, he's had way more good days in camp than not so good days, in my opinion. So what do I hope for tonight? I know a lot of people out there go by the wins. I do not, and I've said this before. It doesn't matter to me if they win. Last night on the Horse's Mouth, I had Doug Weidel, which is great, my former teammate at BC, and Dave's younger brother. They played together in Denver for a couple of years. Pretty darn cool. Aaron Beasley was there, Coach Mark Duffner, Coach Dave Campbell. And I asked the coaches, I said, do you care if you win in the preseason? Like, do you care? Duffner was like, yeah, I care. Now, look, I know my 3s and 4s are going to be, if we win, they're going to win those battles. I do want to win. I want that consistency, that culture. And I kind of contradict them. Like, as a player and as a guy watching the team now and talking about them, I just want to see my number 1 units do well. I want them to win. I want to walk out of the game tonight or tomorrow night and say, you know what, my offense won, my starting offense won, my starting defense won. I expect my special teamers to do well. They're some of the best in the game. But coverage units, we'll see. Heath Farwell, one of the better, if not one of the best special teams coaches out there, along with my friend Brant Boyer out in San Fran. But we'll see how they cover. But I know the kickers and the punter and the long snapper are top-notch, so I'm not worried about that. But I do want to see my first-team offense, my first-team defense. I want to walk out of here tomorrow night and be like, all right, that was good. That was good. Good step, right? And part of the process. And we don't know who Pittsburgh's going to play. They're probably not going to play many. Rodgers, it doesn't look like he's going to play. I'd like to see him, personally, just because I want to see him. I'm a fan of his on the field. I'm not a total fan of his, totally. But whatever. You got to do what you got to do. Be who you are. But he's a great football player. We'll see if he can come back. For his sake, I do hope he comes back. Not for, when they play us, obviously. I doubt T.J. Watt's going to play. I doubt Cameron Hayward's going to play. Highsmith's been injured. He's not going to play. How many starters will play, we'll find out. Look, you only got 3 games, so they got to play a little bit. I like Joe Burrow's mentality. He's like, look, I want to play. I haven't played in the years past. I want to play, get in that rhythm, get that chemistry. I do think it's important, but you do run a risk of injury, right? It happens. Injuries happen. They're terrible. They're terrible. Then Rashawn Slater just tore his patella tendon, starting left tackle for the Chargers. Just got paid a big deal. One of the better players in the game at his position, and has a bad injury. You know, they happen. We don't want them to happen, but unfortunately, they do happen. Okay, so first team units I want to see do well. And then after that, look, I'm going to go through who to keep an eye on, some young guys. I'll go through that. But these guys, you got to make plays. You got to, look, again, I'm not tooting my own horn. That's not what it's about. But I was on the lowest end of the totem pole in 95. The lowest. I had to do something. You know, and I did. I started making some plays. I started making them in practice, and even on special teams. I made a couple tackles here and there. That stuff, you know, that stuff stands out. And these guys that aren't going to be starters on a team, they've got to perform well on special teams. I know a lot of people out there. Look, and I'm the same. Like I don't watch the entire game. I watch the starters, and I'll keep the game on. I might fall asleep. You just don't know. I'll rewatch it the next day. But those guys, there's a lot of pressure on the bubble guys. I mean, it's like every play, and you're wondering after every play, did I do it right? Man, I hope I did it right. Or if you screwed up, you're like, oh my gosh, like you got to come back with a big play. The starters, we know they're going to start. We just want them to look good and perform well. It's the guys that are trying to make the team, and those guys are on the edge. Like, they're the ones like, holy cow, I got to, figure this out. So I know what that feels like going in. I remember the first preseason game. Granted, it was a Hall of Fame game. Up in Canton, and I remember I made a play on punt, made a tackle, and I made a couple plays on defense. It kept me around for another week, and that's all you're really hoping for right now, guy on the bubble, right? That you're still there. Like, hopefully you get closer to the real, to the 53. But if you're still on the ball, you're still here. You open some eyes. Oh, this kid needs more reps. This kid needs more opportunity. We're gonna find out after tonight how they feel. There'll be some receivers that you'll see tonight. I'll name them. That you'll be like, yeah, I want to see more of him. And they do too. The team does as well. All right, so first team units are successful, and then who's going to make my team? Now, bringing it in a little bit tighter, a little bit more specific. Our offensive tackles, they got to win tonight. I don't care who's rushing. I don't care who they're going against. You got to win tonight. O-line in general. I want to see the run game. I want to see the run game get together. We've been preaching about how we're going to be committed to the run, committed to the run, committed to the run. Great. Well, show us. Don't tell us. Show us. You've looked good in practice, but that's practice, as AI would say, and it is. It's got value. There's value in practice, but not like a game, as we all know. So I got to see that in my tackles. I feel pretty good about Ezra Hainsey. I'm a little worried on the bull rush because he just has had trouble with that with some of the defensive tackles in camp. And then, look, Adoga has, I think, won that job. At least he's penciled in. And then what do we do with McCary? I mean, look, he's got to be one of your top five. If he's not one of your top five, then I don't know what to think about that, because he was a high-priced free agent. You went after him. I thought he was going to be this. I don't care if he plays right guard either. I don't care. Maybe it's right tackle. Maybe it's left tackle. They tried him out there in last practice. But our OTs, somebody's got to take it. Tonight, I keep saying tonight, tomorrow. But for any team, even college too, the guys that are projected to start, you got to show that you solidify it. You start by tonight. You've been starting throughout practice, but you solidified. So the guys are going to start. That they got you penciled in. You got to solidify that. The guys that are battling for the spot, someone's got to take it. Like, yeah, it's not just for tomorrow. That's part of the whole evaluation. But, man, if you could step out tomorrow night and make some plays, and then coaches are like, okay, maybe he is our starter, or maybe he is our number two. The battles aren't just for starting positions, it's for those number twos. You got a guy at 3, a guy at 2. I had a guy, Reggie McCoy, he was a great linebacker. He came out of Oklahoma. He could do it all. I thought he was really good. Him and I were battling that first year big time, who's going to make it. I ended up making it. I don't even know if he ended up making it somewhere else, but I thought he was a really good player, really athletic. But that's what you go through. And it wasn't for a starter, just to make the team. So what came into play? What you did on defense and what you do on special teams. And that'll be big tonight. On defense, look, man, I'm pretty confident about our secondary right now. I feel good about them. I'm not confident about our interior defensive line. We've been talking about that. There's no Eric Armstead. There's no Mason Smith right now. So what do we have? You got Devon Hamilton, you've got Lacey, you got Jordan Jefferson, you got the new guy, number 69, I don't know his name, they grabbed for the Bills. He's a big dude. He may end up being one of your starting defensive tackles. But if we can't hold up inside on defense, I don't care who we have at corner. I don't care who we have at safety. I don't even care who we have at linebacker, because if my line plays like they did last year, inside now, and it wasn't all the time, but it was enough. But if they play like that last year, this team's not going to go anywhere. And I'm telling you right now, if the OTs don't shape up, they're going to have a tough year. If the interior line can't hold up in the pass protection, they're going to have a tough year. If they can't control the running game and control the middle of the line of scrimmage on defense, they're going to have a tough year. I don't care how everything else looks, and it looks good. It does. Trevor looks good. 12-12. Say a prayer. I say a prayer. Some people make a wish. By the way, you'll see me do that on the radio. It's because it's either 10-10, 11-11, 12-12, 2-2-2, 3-3-3, whatever it is. And then, but I always, everyone says, make a wish. I always just say a little thank you. You know what I mean? That's it. That's it. So 12-12. But our interior D-line, man, they gotta play well. All right, let's switch it to the most valuable player of camp today for our Jacksonville Jaguars. They've been down going to practice for a lot of them. Missed yesterday. I just felt like they weren't going to be bad, so why bother? I know they got a lot of work done. Listen, Liam Cohen runs a sharp practice. They get a lot of work done. They do a lot of 11 on 11, a lot of team against each other, ones versus ones versus twos, 4 minute, 2 minute, you name it. They're working on it consistently and constantly. But let's talk about MVPs of training camp. Brought to you by Team Tommy Mac. Absolutely. Jordan Lewis is number one. He's had a phenomenal camp. He's going to play outside corner. He's going to play nickel. He's absolutely been all over the field if you've been down to training camp. And again, it's just practice, but consistently. Like almost every day, that guy's either doing a pass breakup or picking something off or doing something really well. Jordan Lewis has been a star of training camp. Josh Hines-Allen and Trayvon Walker, listen, I'll be honest, nobody can block him. They can't block him. Consistently, they cannot block him. They'll win on occasion, and granted, it's not even full speed. Some of it's full speed, but not full physicality, but pretty close, depending on the team drill. But they've had their way with our offensive tackles, and Anton included. Fred, Anton, Walker, doesn't really matter. They've had their way. Even Wyatt Milam struggled a little bit at left tackle against the pass. I do think we're better as an offensive line in the run game than we are the pass game. But let me tell you something. Our rush ends, and you can sit there like, oh, but they're really good, Tom. They're really good. Well, guess what? So is everybody else really good. Sorry to get so upset, but I'm not really that upset. But everybody's really good. So I don't care if our guys are really good. We can't block them. So that means anybody else, what does that mean? We're not going to be able to block them? You got to figure that out, man. And that is a concern. Frank Frangie was our guest on Jaguars Today just a little bit ago. He's not concerned. I'm concerned. Go watch it. If you were out there, you noticed that they could not block our two rush ends. But those guys have been MVP of camp. De'Ami Brown has had a phenomenal camp. Phenomenal camp. He has made play after play after play. He's got the speed. He's got the hands. He's going to be a great wide receiver in this offense for Liam Cohen and Trevor Lawrence. I think De'Ami Brown has had a really good training camp. Parker Washington, ditto. Another very, very strong training camp for Parker Washington. He's made the tough catches, the contested catches. He's had really strong hands pulling the ball away, getting open, showing speed, showing quickness. I think he's had a really good camp. I think Trevor's had a good camp. I do. Again, I think Trevor has had more good days than not so good days. And his not so good days were just a couple. I don't think they were that bad. The one day everyone was bad. They seemed flat on offense. They couldn't hit anything. Nobody was getting open. The ball wasn't going anywhere. It was just a bad day. But aside from that, I think Trevor and the offense has looked fairly decent. He has shown that he's worked on his footwork. It's funny. People are like, yeah, he was told to work on his footwork. It's okay. This is what Liam Cohen is doing. He's fixing the quarterback. He's making sure that his mechanics are perfect. His footwork, his follow-through with that hip, where he's seeing, what he's looking at. Last night, Anthony Richardson got crushed. Did you see that? So he's a right-handed quarterback. Now, granted, I've never played quarterback, right? I haven't. So I'm not going to sit here and say I totally know, but man, my peripheral's very good. Here I get the snap. I'm like this. I'm looking over here. Can I not peripheral see anybody coming at all? He didn't see him at all. By the way, did you see his pinky? It was like bent like 90 degrees. Wait till he's like 55. I'll be like, man, my pinky hurts all the time. It's always ringing. That's what happens as we get older. But he took a big shot, and I'm sitting there going, man, okay. Obviously, they screwed up because the guy had a free shot. They didn't slide to him at all. They should have slid. The protection was wrong. I don't know if he called it wrong or whoever called it wrong. It was a free rusher, and he got blasted, and you can't have that. That'll hurt any quarterback's confidence. I'm telling you right now. I don't care how tough they are. Nobody wants to get hit like that. But you got to be able to see that too, and you got to maybe didn't get the ball out quick enough. Maybe it came quick. Don't get me wrong. Maybe there was a hot read you missed. Who knows? But nonetheless, we cannot have that happen. Brenton Strange, Hunter Long, great camps. Hunter Long's going to be a weapon. I'm telling you, in the red zone, number 84, watch Hunter Long. Now, I'm not biased because he's from Boston College, and I have met him. I haven't met him in camp yet. He may not even remember meeting me in the tunnels of Boston College's stadium about 3 years ago, 3 years ago. No, about 3 years. No, what's the year is he? Second year in the league, third year? Yeah, about 3 years ago maybe. Big kid. They're using him in the red zone. He can get up and catch the ball. I like how they're throwing the ball high to our receivers and tight ends in the red zone. Go up and get that ball. Joshua Cephas has been a star of the camp. Kind of tapered off a little bit, but then came back, and he's had a great camp. Look for him to be your number 5 receiver, I think, as we move forward. Of course, you got our 3. You got Parker, that's 4. And then you throw in Joshua Cephas at number 5. We'll see who ends up being number 6. Chuma Edoga has had a great camp, and I think he's going to be your right tackle or right guard. Sorry, I do. I think, but McCary's got to be one of the 5. He just has to be, and I don't know where that is. Is it left? Is it right tackle? I think the center and the 2 guards are solidified. Ezra's not going anywhere. Ezra Cleveland. He's a tough dude, comes from a tough family. I like the way he plays. Hainsey, you know my concern with the bull rush, but he's the guy. I don't see anybody taking his spot at all. Not at least this year. It doesn't seem to be. And then you got Chuma Edoga at right guard, who's a monster. He's a beast. I'm gonna like watching him. But it's been in practice, so we got to see it translate to the game. And that's why I want to see our offensive line play a while. You know, they need to work. Let's get out there. Let's get used to it. Let's figure each other out. Let's work together, and let's go kick some ass. Let's go kick some ass. Yeah. By the way, I got a birthday card for my girls. I wonder if I have it here. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. I don't know if I brought it. By the way, I worked on the song yesterday. Thanks, Damian Starkey. You're the man. We had a great time. Drank some beers and worked on Man, What a Life. I don't have it, but it said something like, thanks to the man who told us, oh gosh, what was it? What F means. And it says family, but then my daughter wrote, and F-U-C. I must say that quite a bit, but nonetheless. All right, so keeping an eye out for guys tonight, okay? I'll get into that in just a second, because I want you to, if you're a Jag fan, you should maybe, you shouldn't write it down, but keep an eye out for these guys. Before we do, let's go over NFL news and notes brought to you by Team Tommy Mac. I mentioned Carpetman Flooring. I love them. Check them out, carpetman.biz. Chris Lucero's bail bonds, 904-822-2245. Get thrown in the clink. He gets you out in a blink. That's what they do 24/7. Keep that number in your phone contacts. Morgan & Morgan for thepeople.com. Pound Law, that's all, the largest personal injury law firm in the world. And they've got the resources to handle your case, no question about it. Breezy Roofing, new to Tommy Mac, Team Tommy Mac, 25 years of experience. Give them a chance to give you a free estimate. It's Breezy, B-R-Z-E-E, and their phone number is 904-206-7607 for that free estimate. J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling, my friends for a while now, been a part of Team Tommy Mac for a while, veteran owned and operated. They will take care of all your junk, refurbish it, give it to families in need. They'll also pick up all your construction debris, roofers, you contractors. You know, you need those bins, you need those 30 Yadas. Get them from J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling, 506-904-506-1256. You got a little Jeff Lagerman in there, 506-1256. Azar Sausage, just the best. I don't know what to tell you. All I know is that's what's in our freezer. That's what's in our dinners. That's what's in our favorite dish or in a bun. Azar sausage is the one. Make sure you check them out at your local Winn-Dixie store. Code Ninjas, 5 great locations for you and your child to get a leg up in the world of technology, coding, AI, any kind of security. They build video games. They learn it through a way like a ninja would, through belts. You get to your black belt, you create your own video game. It's so cool. Go to codeninjas.com. Salt Air Inn and Suites. Hey, man, this place is awesome boutique hotel. I've been telling you a lot. Come visit Jacksonville. You're out there listening. They're right at the beach, 4 blocks from the ocean, 2 from all the action. Visit saltair.com. Beautiful, clean rooms and a beautiful courtyard with a pool and concierge service to go along with it. Freedom Finance, my man Courtney Myers, he is the man when it comes to anything financial to handle your business, whether it's bookkeeping, forecasting, raising money, you're an early stage, you're trying to get to the next stage, let Courtney Myers come in and help you out. 904-752-0097. I'm seeing a Brant Boyer and a Ronaldo Wynn in there. Make sure you keep that number handy if you need it. Newmark Phoenix Realty Group, the #1 commercial real estate firm in Atlanta. I used to work for them. They're friends of mine. They're good people. They get it done, and they do what they say they're going to do. #1 in the land for a reason, because they are productive, and they do what they say, and they do it with a lot of integrity and trust. Check them out at phoenixrealty.net. And, of course, last but not least, Coconut Joe's hot sauces. They're on our table. Give them a chance to be yours. I got the QR code. You can click on that. You can sign up, put your email in, and get a free, we'll do a drawing once a month, a free 4-pack of Coconut Joe's hot sauces. And you can also use that QR code to go right to the landing page where you can purchase. Put Pound Team Tommy Mac, discount code bar, and get a BOGO free. Thanks to all of my members of Team Tommy Mac. All right, NFL news and notes. We talked about AR. Rashawn Slater, torn patella. Terrible injury, man. Goodness gracious. I've torn the ACL. It's not fun. It sucks when you hurt early. You spend all that offseason training, ready, rocking, and then boom, the knee goes, and that's a bad one. Torn patellas are tough to recover from, but hopefully he can. And good for him that he got paid. I'm sure the owner's like, shit. But too bad. It's the way it goes, and look, man, I'm glad he got his money. But Bill Halcone, I hope I pronounced that right. Last night, towards knee, bad knee injury. I hope that kid comes back. I know what John Harbaugh said to him. Hey, the sun will come up tomorrow. He's a great coach. I love John Harbaugh. I don't know about, I like Jim. Jim's a little out there for me, but John just seems so wholesome, but tough at the same time. And you can tell he really cares about his people, not just the players, but everybody around him. I like him a lot. But he told that kid, he's like, hey, man, you'll be back. You'll be back. He's rehabbing. Get ready. LaJohntay Wester, how about a punt return touchdown last night against the Colts? 6th-round pick for the Ravens. Told his dad a day earlier, I feel like one's coming, Dad. I guess in the joint practice, he almost busted one. Called his dad after practice. I feel one's coming. What does he do? He delivers on national TV. So that was absolutely fantastic. Congrats to him. That'll keep him. That'll keep him, man. That's what I'm talking about. Joe Burrow last night, 2 drives, TD drives, first quarter, 9 of 10, 123 with 2 touchdowns. Let's see some of that from our man Trevor Lawrence. And last but not least, Micah Parsons misses practice due to back tightness. Yeah, so it's a copycat league. Jalen Ramsey had worked for him. My back, man, my back. Eric Armstead, my back, man, my back. And now Micah Parsons, my back, man, my back. Listen, I told you before, when my back goes out, it sucks. It's debilitating. I could never run around at all. I could barely walk. You got to keep moving them. You got to keep moving. Can't stand still. Right? That's with like Eric Armstead. You know, he does all the individual drills, but then now he does it because the back injury happened. He's getting treatment, whatever. But prior to that, he would just stand around. You're like, man, that's not good for a back injury. Standing around makes it worse. Nonetheless, the back injury has struck the Dallas Cowboys. All right, let's wrap it up with what to look forward to tomorrow night. Some new guys to keep an eye out for tomorrow night. If you've been listening to the show, if you've been listening to the radio, if you've been listening to my training camp reports, you've heard some of these guys already. Number 1, it's LaQuint Allen Jr., number 36 out of Q's. This kid is fun to watch. He's physical. He loves taking on blocks, and he's great out of the backfield catching a football. and he'll surprise you with some speed. I'm looking forward to seeing number 36 tomorrow night. Keeping it in the running back room, Jaquindon Jackson, number 38. You probably heard of him out of Arkansas. This guy's a bruiser now. He's got some speed. I don't think he's got a lot of, wiggle, but man, he can get a straight line going, and he is powerful. I think he'll be really fun to watch in the preseason because he'll be beating up on all those second and third teamers, and I don't think they're going to want to hit him. I really don't. I don't think some of our guys want to hit him half the time. But nonetheless, we'll see how he does. He's the biggest of the backs for our Jaguars to date anyway. Baishul Tootin, of course, number 33, had the hammy, came back. He's got speed. Looks like it's not bothering him. Of course, I want to see him when he gets in there. And look, he's got to show, got to hold on to the rock and got to show that he deserves playing time. And I think he will. Number 64, Wyatt Milam. He plays tackle and guard, rookie out of West Virginia. Listen, he's looked good at times, and he's looked very overwhelmed at times. I thought the other day, probably a few days ago, he was playing left tackle. He's athletic. Like I saw him hit the end and then get down on the backer, and it was quick. And this kid's big. He's 6'4", 320. Big kid, so he can move. The only thing I didn't like is he got bull rushed twice in the passing game. And I'm not talking one-on-ones. I'm talking 11 on 11, and he got sent for a ride twice. So we got to get that ass down, that anchor down, that extend. That's what I don't get with Walker. I've said it before. You got to punch that hand, punch those hands. You can't absorb them. You can't just take them in and then think your lower body's going to do it. You got to whack them. And then if they come in, well, it takes time to bring that in, right? But if they start here, they've already got you. Start here, right? Whack with those hands. One at a time, two at a time. Whatever it takes. I want to see that out of our tackles. But Wyatt Milam's going to have to learn that as well. Number 80, Joshua Cephas. I mentioned him, one of the MVPs. He's had a great camp. He's a second-year player. He's fast. He gets open, runs great routes, and he catches a rock. He's going to see some playing time this year. And guess what? He deserves it. He truly does, man. He's really had a really good camp. Keep an eye on number 15, another wide receiver that's making moves. Guy named Chandler Brayboy. Now, number 15, only in practice, but he's opening some eyes. He's getting open. He's catching the rock, and he is he's pretty quick. He's pretty quick. I don't know where that. Listen, I think number 6 is wide open. I think you've got the 3. Right? And one of them is Travis Hunter, so he's both ways, right? So you got him, De'Ami Brown, Brian Thomas Jr., he's going to be a stud. What do I want to see out of him tomorrow night? Whatever. I don't. Just stay healthy, because I know what he's going to bring in the regular season. Would I like to see a nice Joe Burrow with Jamar Chase hook up like we saw last night? Hell yeah, I would. To our number 1 guy, Brian Thomas, but whatever. If it's De'Ami Brown, if it's Travis Hunter, what have you, Brian Thomas Jr. will be there for the regular season. So, but keep an eye for Chandler Brayboy, because after those 3, then you got Parker, who's had a great Parker Washington. He's number 4. Cephas is number 5. I think there's no doubt about that. And then you got a guy like Brayboy who's in the mix, Irwin who's in the mix, who's a free agent they brought over. He's like number 83, I think. Gosh, the other guys, Dorian Singer and Pancol, they kind of just mellowed out a little bit. But if they have a big showing tomorrow night, they could be back in the running for that number 6. Zechariah McPherson, number 34 at DB. He's got a good chance to make this team as a backup and a special teamer. But I like what I see out of him. He's been involved in a lot of pass breakups. I think he had a pick once, but he's been very good. He's not a young guy, so I should have prefaced that. He's going into his 5th year, but he's been impressive so far. We'll see if he can continue on the game. And my last guy that I want to keep an eye on, and I hate saying this because I don't like Notre Dame. You know I don't like Notre Dame. But Jack Kaiser is now a Jaguar, and he's shown that he can play backer. He's shown that he's got a good eye for the ball in the pass game. He looks pretty physical. He can blitz. He's got closing speed. Now, is he pushing Foyer or Devin for a starting job? I don't know. I'll tell you this. He was on the second-team nickel the other day. That's saying something for a young kid to be second-team nickel. So with a strong outing, who knows? I mean, I love Foyer. Of course you do. Right? And I think his money's guaranteed anyway. So you're going to keep him this year. You're not going to do anything with him. But Kaiser will be the heir apparent. He looks like he could really play some football. So hopefully we see that transition. Again, you go from college to pro practice, pro game, right? Preseason, regular season, playoffs, championship, Super Bowl, all the speed goes like this, speed of the game. It does. It's crazy. The more you play in bigger games, the speed of the game just soars. So you got to be able to adapt to that. You got to be able to take your game from college, and here's the first step, playing in a real game, a real football game. And then it'll be preseason, but still, then it'll get in the regular season, so on and so forth. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow night. I'm looking forward to our Jaguars taking the field. I'm happy for you fans that your Jaguar football is back. You heard on 1010XL, you hear some more that, getting in is going to be challenging to a certain degree. Just follow the rules, follow the instructions. I know me saying that because I'm terrible with instructions and I don't like many rules, to be honest with you. But to get in the game, you're going to have to. Dale says, I just want to see attitude. I think you will. I think you'll see some tenacity tomorrow night. I'm hoping so, or we got to go back to work. I think I was saying it earlier, like, how many times in the preseason we get all excited and then they shit the bed? And you're like, fuck. I don't think that's going to happen. I really don't. But I'm a little jaded because that has in the past. We're like, oh my gosh, like, you guys are supposed to be somewhat good, but we'll see. Listen, I think, I don't know how many wins. Again, we got to get the interior defensive line figured out. And you got to get your O-line figured out. Can the O-line, they can all improve. They all can improve and get better. There's no doubt. But I need a stud at left tackle. I need a stud at interior defensive tackle. Look, if Eric comes back, Mason, those guys are the two guys, you would think. And then we'll tackle, we'll see. If Cole Van Lanen was healthy, would he get a shot? He was backing up Walker Little. I think it's still Walker's job to lose, for the record. I do. But I need to see more out of him. He got beat way too much. And I don't give a shit if it's Trayvon or Josh Hines. I don't care who it is. He got beat way too much in the passing game, not in the running game. He wasn't the only one. So it's not just him. But this musical chair thing's got to stop eventually. And we got to take our best five. And these are our guys. And let's roll with it. So hopefully we will figure that out sooner than later. All right, I'm going to take a quick time out and end the show, of course, and go get a bite to eat. And I'll be back on 1010XL for Helmets and Heels, 2 to 4 today. Looking forward to hanging out with the girls, talking a little ball, what to expect. I know we've got, who do we got from Pittsburgh? Brooke Pryor is joining us from Pittsburgh. We're talking a little bit Steelers. That's 92.5 FM, 1010XL.com. And tonight, if you're into it, you want to listen to some rock and roll, the Dad Bods, my band that I'm the lead singer in, we take the stage at Culhane's Irish Pub in Atlantic Beach. 8 o'clock, you'll know all the songs. It's rocking. My band's way better than me. They are. I'm the novice. I'm just the showman, whatever I got to be. They can play. My drummer's phenomenal. My lead guitarist is phenomenal. Bass, rhythm, they're all really great. Phenomenal players, man, and we play well together, and you're going to love it, and I can't wait to take the stage. So until next time, stay safe, be cool out there. Thanks for watching. Thanks for participating. Appreciate the love and support, and a big thanks to Team Tommy Mac as well, man. Couldn't do it without you. Y'all have a great day, great weekend, and LFG Jags, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. Have a great night and a great weekend. Peace and love, everybody. Thanks so much. Hey, Tom McManus here with the Catching Up with Tommy Mac podcast on the 1010XL podcast platform. Catch it on the 1010XL app. Catch it on 1010XL.com. You can also catch it on the 1010XL Jaguars channel on YouTube. Hey, man, it's always straight from the heart, straight from the gut, all ball, all Jags, all NFL coming your way each and every week, twice a week on Catching Up with Tommy Mac. We'll see you there.